Good morning. My name is Paul Jacobson. For the last 24 hours, I've been the acting superintendent at North Base, and depending upon how this goes, we'll see if I make it another 24 hours. Today, we're honoring North Base operator Jack Millman as our Operator of the Year. We'd like to start today by welcoming Jack's guests who are with us. If they could please stand, his family and friends. And if we could have former Operators of the Year please stand. Present with us. Yay, Lisa Nault. Shout out to Eastbase. Okay. Moving along. First of all, I'd like to give a big thanks to Shanae, where's Shanae? Where'd she go? She's somewhere. Who put this all together. Thank you. I did point out to her that she picked the wrong size podium for myself and Michelle, but hopefully it'll all work out, along with the fact that she gave me the tallest chair in the room to sit in when I'm not up here. Things I have to live with in my short universe. Today, we'd like to begin our program by hearing remarks from our county executive, Shannon Braddock. If you could please join us.
Thank you, Paul. Good morning, everyone. Shanae, you did a great job with the podium. Don't worry about it. I am indeed King County Executive Shannon Braddock, and I am completely delighted to be here. Okay, so, no, it's just music. It's like walk-on music. It's good. So we're here today to celebrate one of the many bright stars of Metro, but today, the shining star of Metro, Jack Millman, who exemplifies the spirit of public service and the power of community connection. Public transit is more than just a way to get around. It is the lifeblood of our communities. And behind the wheel of every bus that rolls through our neighborhoods is a dedicated operator who keeps us moving safely and reliably and with care. So today, we are recognizing an operator who goes above and beyond, not just every once in a while, but day in and day out. Jack Millman has been a force of excellence at King County Metro for decades, and we are so proud to name him Bus Operator of the Year. We're gonna clap again. So this was amazing to learn. Jack has received nearly 150 commendations from passengers. 100? 200? Okay, bad notes. I'm sorry. I'm gonna start again. Jack has received nearly 200 commendations from passengers. And I mean, all of y'all in the customer service business know, usually people like to bring complaints, not commendations. That is not just rare, it is extraordinary that you have received that many commendations. So we've heard from riders that say Jack is thoughtful and patient and helpful and someone who makes their daily commute not just reliable, but enjoyable. In one commendation, quote, "A great driver, very cheerful and on time. He made my trip so smooth and safe and ensured all the riders got off safely in the dark." That is the kind of drivers we have here at King County Metro. And I think that that embodies, from everything I understand, Jack Millman and his work. So whether it's helping someone new to the system figure out their route or waiting that extra moment to let somebody catch the bus, thank you so much, who hasn't run for the bus and had that great moment where they slow down. Oh, I love that so much. Or simply greeting every passenger with a kind word, something I think that is really underestimated in this day and age. Jack really does embody that public service at its best. You all know that transit operators are essential. You are frontline ambassadors to our transportation system. This role is not only operational, it is deeply, deeply human. Jack, through your professionalism, your care, and your consistent excellence, you have earned the respect and gratitude of this county. You remind us there's always room for kindness and patience and outstanding service. So, on behalf of King County, and on behalf of every rider whose day you've made better, I am honored to remember to get this ring. I am honored to present you with this ring, naming you as our King County Metro Bus Operator of the Year. Now, I heard a rumor there was a kiss the ring tradition. I'm rather just going to do this. Thank you, Paul.
Leadership comes in many different styles here at King County Metro. We see how our operators lead the way with customer service. We see how 587 leads the way in supporting their operators, and we see how the leaders in management at Metro do things. Our next speaker is somebody who expresses leadership to us at all times. I want to give you just a quick example. About a year ago, we had a very tragic situation occurred here with the loss of Sean Yim. And I knew Sean, I was in full-time class with him, and as a chief at East Base, we were frantically working to get with our operators, set up group talks, group communications, those types of things. And this leader came into my office one afternoon about 4 o'clock, and she sat down and she looked at me and she said, "How are you doing?" And I thought she said, "How's it going?" So I started to give her this long explanation of everything we were doing for the operators and how we were meeting as a group and what we were doing to be effective. And she turned to me and said, "No, how are you doing, Paul?" And it made me stop for a moment and realize that her leadership exists on so many levels that she would take that moment to stop and ask me, who had a personal attachment to this issue, how I was doing. She exemplifies leadership every day, and it's with a great deal of pleasure that I introduce to you our General Manager, Michelle Ells.
Thank you so much for that kind introduction. Let me just shake the hands of the celebrity in the room. It's the best day of the year here at King County Metro. Well, any day where we get to celebrate those who provide the service for the people of the region makes it the best day. So today, for bus operations, for the Operator of the Year, an award that is given to our operators by their peers, which is something that we really need to sit and think about. We have over 2,300 operators, and they vote on who's the best of them. And for this year, they outstandingly voted for Jack Millman, which we celebrate and acknowledge today as being the best operator for 2024. Every day, over 300,000 folks across the county get on a bus. Many of them have to. They have no other way to get to where they need to be. And many of them choose to because it is a reliable, seamless way for them to plan out their day. And the first thing they see when they get on that bus is an operator. And riders across our region make relationships with their operators. They plan out their day, they know their routes, they're worried when they don't see them that next day, and they sure hope they'll pick that route when pick comes around that next cycle. Because our operators are our people's day. The riders in our system vote with their feet, and they tell us, when we ask them, what do you like best about Metro? 90% of every rider says, the best part about Metro are Metro's operators. You all are our brand. You're the reason why we continue to grow, why people continue to choose us, and you actually make people's day better. So we are so delighted to take a moment and thank our operators, to thank Jack. And for a moment, I also want to extend my deep gratitude to your family. Thank you for being here today. Whether you knew it or not, you also chose to be part of King County Metro. There were many vacations missed and many birthdays that he wasn't there to attend to, and I'm sure you're also curious how his day is out on the streets of King County. So thank you for being part of our system, for supporting Jack so he could support the rest of us. The honor that he is receiving today is also because of the support that he has in his family. So thank you very much for being part of this beautiful community. Since 1999, Jack has not only demonstrated the highest level of professionalism and skill, but he has also shown deep compassion, courage, and a spirit that lifts everyone around him, both his writers and his colleagues alike. I will just share one unforgettable moment from earlier this year, and again, a career that spans since 1999. I'm sure he has many of moments to share. But this year, a passenger was in a rush to catch a different bus. Passenger tripped and fell. The man suffered a severe leg injury near Jack's bus. Without hesitation, and I believe using some clothes on his own back, Jack not only called for an ambulance, he took upon it himself to deliver first aid. He approached the rider, assessed the situation, and calmly applied a tourniquet and saved the man's life. The medical professionals who came to the scene told us if Jack hadn't acted as quickly as he did, the outcome would have been very different. That is an extraordinary example of everyday excellence demonstrated by Jack. Through big ways and small, he shows up for our community. Over his career, Jack has received what we all have heard today is a record number of commendations from writers. Writers mention his warm style, his steady driving, his uncanny ability to make the most hectic commute feel calm and welcoming. He's known for greeting people with genuine kindness and navigating Seattle's busiest streets. It's like he was born to do this job. He is cheerful, skilled, and friendly. But I also want to note that he is steadfast in his commitment to this organization. He speaks truth to power, and he advocates for his colleagues every single day. At a recent safety committee here in this very room, I attended and was listening to the conversations led by Jack and his colleagues. And at the end of the meeting, he stood up and he said, "Michelle, I really need to tell you something. I've got this idea, and I never quite know where the conversation's gonna go next. But I had a feeling there was gonna be a good idea." And he went on to give me a list of things that he thought would be helpful for us to consider from a safety perspective. And not a single one of them was about himself. And in fact, he was here on his day off. So I knew that the information I was receiving was from a trusted source who had the best intentions of the system at mind, and I take them very seriously. I saw him a couple months later, and he came back up and he said, "So what about those ideas?" He's gonna hold me accountable to those ideas, folks, as he should, and I'm grateful for it. It's people like Jack who care, who are experienced, but who always want to find ways to make our world a little bit better, and for that, I am deeply grateful that I get to call him a dear colleague. Thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity to say congratulations one more time.
Okay, I gotta go to the Shanae game plan here to make sure I get this right. Okay, if we could have our Deputy General Manager, Ernest Candelihi? Ah, nice. Deanna Martin, our Chief of Staff, and David Eldred, our Chief Administrative Officer, come up here. We're now going to present some things. You come up here, right? They're gonna wanna take a picture, and I need to be able to dive down below the podium. Which actually isn't that hard. Ernest will present the Operator of the Year plaque. The plaque? That's not a plaque. Is that a plaque? That's not a plaque. That's a plaque. No, the plaque is a big wood thing.
Oh.
You have a lag going on.
Boy, our leadership, never mind. Deanna Martin will present the uniform patch, and David Eldred will present Operator Millman with the bus and shelter card. And then we'll take a group picture. You ready?
Is that the same time?
Okay, sure. Shanae, at the same time? Okay, Shanae says we're good.
Thank you. And I'll put it down for you.
How many customers do you encounter on a typical day?
That's a really good question. Depends on the day.
Yeah.
That I have a lot.
A lot.
And even on my quiet seniority route, ones that I drive, that still see a lot of people.
So this is so that the other 300,000 people who ride our system every day also get to see you.
That is cool.
And thank you very much.
Okay, it's good. Thank you. Thank you all. We're doing great so far. Shanae hasn't given me the signal that I'm number one yet, so I think we're making good progress here. The next individual is a leader in a different area, and this is our ATU 587 president. You know him as your 587 president. I remember him when he was teaching me how to drive a bus when I was a part-time operator trainee. And we had lunch one time in the bus, and he sat there and explained to us all about the benefits of working at King County. To this day, I remember that conversation. He's just an exceptional individual. Not only that, but much like Phil and I, he has an incredible hairstyle. Would you please welcome Greg Woodfill?
Wow, okay. So I didn't write anything down because I didn't want to read off a paper today. Operator of the Year. So there's two of the most coveted and valuable, in my opinion, awards at King County, and that is Operator of the Year and Vehicle Maintenance Person of the Year. These are awards you can't buy, you can't politic for, you can't get to know somebody, cover favor with. This is an award that you earn. I was an operator for 13 years. I'll always identify as an operator. So as an operator, a transit operator, you're in a club. Nobody really knows the job that you go through fully unless you've done it. So that's a club. And then you move up to clubs like Operator of the Month. And that's another prestigious club. This is the top of the food chain here. I want to recognize all our Operators of the Year here. You're the best and the brightest. Let me talk a little bit about Jack. So I feel like I've worked my whole career with Jack, and I've never worked around him. Okay, so I've observed Jack on ATU social media all these years, and sometimes interacting with him. But what have I observed? Somebody that cared about his passengers and the membership as a whole, probably as much as anyone I've worked with in all the time I've been here. And Jack does that without seeking recognition, although he's getting it today, and we all see how much he deserves recognition. So as far as safety goes, I don't think there's anyone that worked as hard for operator and passenger safety as Jack. When we had our task force, and I had to get an operator to get up in front of 150 community politician leaders and transit organization leaders and all of the police chiefs, and we needed one operator to get up in that meeting to kick off. There wasn't any doubt in my mind who that would be. I reached out to Jack, and I think I remember he told me, well, Greg, what do you want me to say? I said, Jack, just go up and be Jack, because that was enough. But the respect that I have for Jack and the union for all he does. Now, Jack will hold management and the union accountable. He will not hesitate to do that. But one of the things about Jack is he'll also give credit when credit is due. So he's really fair in that way, a fair player. All he cares about is the safety of our operators and our passengers. And it's been selfless all these years. Jack, we want to give a little plaque from the union. Transit Operator of the Year, presented to Jack Millian from Millman, from ATU Local 587 officers and members in recognition of outstanding performance and contributions to the union. Thank you, Jack.
The cheesy grin's killing me, Jack, just so you know. It's now our opportunity to hear from the North Base Vehicle Maintenance Superintendent, Helen Jones. There she is. Okay. Who will present Jack with the Clean Coach and Designated Lane Selection Certificate.
It's an honor to be here today to recognize Jack Millman. On behalf of Vehicle Maintenance Division, we want to express our deepest gratitude for your unwavering dedication, hard work, and positive attitude. Your commitment to excellence inspires those around you and fosters a spirit of teamwork that is invaluable to our success. Your contributions have made a lasting impact, and we are incredibly grateful for your efforts. You do much more than just drive. You are out there navigating crazy traffic, dealing with all kinds of passengers, and still making sure that you get where you need to be. It's easy to show up with a smile on your face when things are going well, but you've continued to show up with a smile on your face even when things have been tough. Working hard is important, but working kindly is just as important, and you've nailed both. Your efforts haven't gone unnoticed, and we celebrate you today.
You know which one?
I didn't touch it.
This is yours. It is my honor to present you with the Clean Coach and Designated Lane Selection Certificate. Thank you for all you do.
He's over here going, I like that one the best. Okay. We talked about leadership earlier. Our next individual is been an excellent leader for us. When he first got the position, he made the effort to go out and meet with all of the chiefs, and he showed up in my office one day and sat down, and we had an hour-long conversation. We didn't talk about Metro at all. He just wanted to get to know me. He is an exceptional leader. He works very hard for us. It is a great deal of pleasure that I introduce to you Phil DeVault, the Director of Bus Operations.
Hey, Jack.
Thank you.
On the second floor of King Street, there's in the new customer service area, there's a quote from MLK that is like written in huge letters. And it reads, all labor that uplifts humanity has dignity and importance and should be undertaken with painstaking excellence. And I thought about you when I saw that. You know, as we've heard, I'm not going to go into a lot more, you know, reading commendations and that kind of thing. But those three things, dignity, importance, and excellence, I think all the examples we've heard really show that you've carried those values into your work. You know, the dignity that goes into being an operator, not only the training that, you know, I drove 10 years and I know the scene, all the professional skills that go into it, but that huge amount of customer service piece that results in, you know, 200 commendations, which is an unheard of number. You know, I think I had 29 after 10 years, right? So, you know, there's just a dignity to the job, and you fill that to the fullest. We've heard Michelle spoke a little, and the exec spoke a little bit to the importance of the job. You know, you are the face to the public. You know, every hour, every day, every trip, you make a difference to hundreds of people. And that's just what being a transit operator is. And the one thing I'll mention around the excellence that is my own little personal story related to you is just in this last week, I've talked to Jason Oppie, who has a history with you, of course, as a former North Bay superintendent, who's now the operations manager for us. And he said that it's so perfect. I mean, this is an incomplete quote, but it's so perfect that you're in this position, not just because of your performance record and your kindness, but that you also have cared so much about your coworkers. And that, you know, that's a whole half of being an employee, that you also have really fulfilled that excellent piece. You know, so those three things around this MLK quote: dignity, the importance of the work, the excellent that you've done it with. You're like a shining example of King County values, period. Yeah, so congratulations and thank you. So now I think I'm going to ask Jason and Sydney. Yeah, Jason and Sydney to come up. We'll present a few goodies for you. First, we have the Tops and Ops Bulletin. I guess I'll go around behind you.
I'll come this way.
Metro Operator of the Year license frame. And for your truck, we have the Operator of the Year parking space.
Thank you. Very important.
At this time, we're going to call upon Jack Millman's chief, Tefri Gebrsedik, and I always say and I went through training with Tefri. You'd think I know how to say his name at this point, who has a great deal to bring us, including a Hero Award for Operator Millman.
Thank you, sir. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming to the North Base. For some of you, I know it might have felt like you were traveling all the way to the North Pole. After all, this is the closest base to the Canadian border. And I wouldn't be surprised if a few of you checked your pockets to make sure you had your passports. But today, the distance you traveled and the time it took to get here don't matter, because we're here to honor and celebrate Jack. My name is Tefri Gebrsedik, and I have the privilege of serving as an operations chief here at the North Base, where I also support Jack. It is truly an honor to stand here before you to recognize an operator, Jack, as an Operator of the Year for 2024. You have already heard quite a bit about Jack, but let me share a few things you may not have heard. Jack, don't worry. I will not mention that, but the old job. That's still highly classified. Yes. So, however, I do want to read a particular complaint that Jack received. The executive say that they get a lot more commendations, but Jack got a complaint also. Here's the description. A driver of 365 heading towards Northgate Station stopped his entire bus, honked at me, refused to leave until I looked at him, and yelled at me that I needed to wave my hands at him. I was already standing all the way back from the curb on the sidewalk, which should have been plenty of visual cue for him. This occurred about 4:55 p.m. I wanted this man fired, demoted, or punished severely. This was completely unnecessary and horribly rude. I wanted to know what you are going to do to make this right. Of course, his peers made it right. He became an Operator of the Year. So what Jack did was, he knew that passenger they regularly catch his bus. They were far away from the zone. As executive said, he was patient enough. They would not miss his bus. He was going above and beyond to accommodate them, but it went the other way. And so, Jack consistently goes above and beyond to help others, especially those facing mentally ill and mentally health challenge. He's also someone I personally rely on the basic security matters, where he serves as dedicated and trusted chairperson. So, Jack, your compassion, integrity, and commitment to service inspires all of us. I am incredibly proud of you, and congratulations on this well-deserved award. Now it is my pleasure to invite Joe Sparing. He's an acting chief over Ryerson Base to join me on this stage to help present the Hero Award. Come on down. Oh, come. So Jack saved 2 lives in the within less than 1 year. 2 lives. An extraordinary example of courage and quick action. I'm going to read one of the commendations he received from his first-line supervisor, as well as a commendation he received back in 2007 from a former operations manager, Jim Work. So the first-line supervisor wrote, on the service day of November 28, 24, at 23:13, operator of coach number 7248 went above and beyond the call of duty to provide life-saving care when after being called by Group 3. He stopped the coach next to coach number 8207, which was operated by Route 5 number 8, and helped his fellow operator provide life-saving aid to a passenger that was no longer breathing and had no pulse. The pair of operators kept their composure and continued CPR compressions until the Shoreline Fire Department arrived and took over. The passenger eventually regained the pulse and was transported to the hospital. Right. Thank you. This commendation from Jim O'Rourke, the former operations manager, wrote as such. Operator Jack Millman, with no thought to his personal safety, assisted a law enforcement officer who was in physical struggle with a suspect. In words of the police officer himself, Operator Millman saw me struggling with a suspect and saw the suspect reaching into his pocket with his free hands. Millman stepped and grabbed the suspect's free hand and attempted to help me control him. Millman assisted until further deputy arrived on the scene. Millman should have been commended for his assistance in situation which he was not required to help me with. So this was written by previous an operations manager nearly 20 years ago. Congratulations, Jack. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Jack. So good afternoon, everyone. It's not every day we get to recognize someone for literally saving a life, but that's exactly one of the reasons we're here today. When faced with a moment most of us can only imagine, Jack didn't hesitate. He acted quickly, bravely, and because of that, he was able to help save someone's life. Heroes aren't just people in movies, they're people standing right beside us, and today we're proud to call Jack one of those heroes. So it's my honor to present the Hero Award to Jack Millman. Congratulations, and thank you for showing us what true courage looks like. Congratulations again, Jack. Thank you.
Here is the base operations for the base operator of the year award for you. And then tag.
And a pin. A couple name tags. Operator of the Year.
As Teffrey's over here describing this, Jack's sitting over here nodding, and it's like, dude, I know you were there. They don't know. That's why we're saying this. I'd like to thank all the presenters for their contributions, and I'd like to take a moment now to hear from our 2023 Operators of the Year, Thulin Tolliver of South Base and Emmanuel Batista of North Base. If they could join me up here, please.
Come on. Manny's my twin. Good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to say it's been an amazing year. Being Operator of the Year is not a small thing. What I loved about it the most, our peers nominated us, and I got to share it with a fantastic man, Manny. So Manny's my twin for life. I'm going to say this, with all of the accolades, with all of the excellence, when I heard about Jack, I said, Manny, he raised the bar. So to become Operator of the Year next time, man, you got to bring it, okay? You got to bring it. So congratulations. God bless you. And man, thank you again for your being a hero. Because now, Operator of the Year will be also known, not just Operator of the Year, but a hero. So congratulations, Jack. My brother Manny. This is my brother Manny.
All right, thanks, Tulin. Good afternoon, everybody. Nice to see you again, everybody. When I was told that I'm going to introduce the next Operator of the Year, I didn't hesitate at all. I said, it's an honor, and I'm proud to introduce the new Operator of the Year. And I asked management, I said, hey, what do you want me to say, right? Here, grab the ops bulletin and, get something from it. But all of this information in the bulletin, it's been said. So I got nothing to say anymore, except I was going through it, and the number of commendations, the awards that Jack had, I said, man, good thing you were in a different year, otherwise I wouldn't be speaking right now, Well, anyway, folks, I'm happy to introduce to you the 2024 Operator of the Year. Jack, welcome to the club, bro.
Very honored that my Metro family has chosen me to be the Operator of the Year. Thank you. As you can tell, I'm extremely nervous. If I was in a bus with a microphone, completely different story. That's my element right there. As a teen, I always wanted to work in the public sector, but a bus driver was not my first choice. My passion was law enforcement. I wanted to follow my Uncle Skippy's footsteps. As a teen, I volunteered thousands of hours with Seattle Police Explorers. And with that, we got awarded a couple trips to Disneyland, a trip to Arizona. It was a good time and a great learning experience. The next step for me was to go to college and get my criminal justice degree. Life happens, and it was difficult to get my 2-year degree. In January 1999, longtime friend, now supervisor, George Shields, was hired by Metro. And he was the first to say that I should work for Metro. But I was still working somewhere else, going to school, volunteering at King County Youth Detention. Metro would just have to wait. Then in March 1999, my bus bud, James Lee here, he says, he knows me best. He says, dude, this job is for you. I said, nah, man, I spent too many years to get this damn 2-year degree. I'm not giving up yet. Then in June 99, I finally did it. At last, my degree in my hand. I had to put King County youth detention on the back burner and apply to Metro. By 1999, July 99, I was a part-time operator driving the lovely Route 358. Oh my God, what did I get myself into? But I'm so glad I listened to my friends and I never looked back. This was a perfect career choice for me. What I learned in college gave me the tools and courage to help save people's lives, literally. When I really mean I call Metro my family. I met my wife at China First in the U District during one of my layovers for the Huskies. And then but then my best friends, Jimmy and Angie, right here, they brought me and Maggie together and we fell in love. Being a traditional person, I had to meet with her dad and come to find out he knew me from the Route 358. And he already loved how I treated him and his wife on the bus. Again, Metro was there in my life. I'm going to go off script here for a second. A lot of my friends know that my father-in-law I love a lot and take care of him. But in August, let's say second week in August, we shared his 95th birthday. And so at that point, he was still mobile with a walker, and he can still climb in and out of my truck, so we're good to go. But we took him to Honey Court in downtown, where his favorite place is. Out of 13 of us, 7 or 8 of us got COVID. And so, yes, COVID's still a thing. And so, but at the time we didn't know. That following week, my wife goes down and helps take care of Papa during the weekday. I get a call on Wednesday. Papa couldn't get up. He's sitting on it and needed to get up. So I came from North Seattle to downtown and tried to assist him. I knew we were having issues. I called his doctor, which they had a doctor's appointment later that day. He says, if you can't get him in the truck, call 911, get him to an ambulance, get him to a hospital. From there, by the time we got him ready to go, his doctor was literally in his living room checking him out. And it's like, wow, doctors doing house calls these days. That's a rare occasion. Obviously, this gentleman is loved by many. So, but he says, just get him transported to the hospital. Well, later that evening, we found out that it wasn't any other ailment, it was COVID. And so it made him so weak. The next day, just for safety's sake, which was my Friday at Metro, Thursday that is, Maggie, she had the sniffles. I'm like, come here, dear. Tested her, tested positive. I'm like, okay, well, we got to be careful. I still tested negative. I went to work with a mask, and then Friday, and then by Friday night, sure enough, I got contracted as well. And so no fever, just the head cold. But for us, it's nothing. For the elderly and stuff, it's still a serious situation. By Monday, I knew this was coming up Wednesday, the August 28th. And for your guys' safety and my safety, I asked to cancel the award ceremony then, which is here today. I want to thank you for everybody for moving this. An update on Papa. He spent a week in the hospital, but he didn't get out of bed for a whole week. So when we tried to get him out, he didn't have the energy to do it. So we transferred him to a rehabilitation center. And since then, he's been down there doing rehab. And but he's, I got to say, props to Kinnon. It's a rehab nursing home down in South Seattle. And everybody, a lot of the staff speaks Cantonese and Mandarin, which just so happens that's Papa's primary language. And so he's comfortable down there. He gets great food down there, and he gets the chance to talk and converse with other people. So we're not ready to get him home yet. We're working on it, but the long term, it looks like we're going to have long-term care for him in the future. So we're all going to pray for him. So, all right, let me get back to the speech here. I just wanted to update everybody. Okay. It's easy to excel at King County Metro when you work with so many great people that work above and beyond the call of duty to make life easier for everyone else. I got to drop a few names here, like Bruce, right over here. Thank you, Bruce. He's always there to help me, not only at work, but in my personal time. Catherine, who leads our mentorship and works in the pick room. Tamu in the back there. Hello, Tamu. She is she makes everyone smile. And she helps me, and she's my right-hand person running the security committee. Germa, who makes everyone laugh when he comes into a room. North Base Window Prakash, who cares about everyone and is very supportive. Pat, who's on the window right now, I've known her for most of my career, and she's, again, doing North Base Window. I would feel bad if I didn't mention our union president, Greg, who's been there the whole time trying to make it safer for all of us union members, especially since our union brother, Sean Yim, was killed on the job. He keeps pushing for more safety and security. Thank you for having me on the King County Regional Transit Security Task Force. And I'm glad I was able to be a part of that. And I think we were able to get a lot done with that. So, and of course, my biggest shout out to the big man in the back row, that would be Chief Teffrey, who sets up our security meeting. Encourages everything we do to try and make it safer for all of us drivers. He goes above and beyond to help all drivers, especially the brand new drivers, be more comfortable in the role of being a bus operator. He's a good friend that I just so happens to call my base chief. And thank you, General Manager Michelle Allison, which I have the pleasure to meet a few times. There you are. And you're doing a fantastic job. You don't just sit on top of one of the towers downtown. You actively see what's going on the ground level, and that is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Like I said in my first sentence, I'm very honored to be a part of King County Metro Transit family, and it is a family. And I want to thank you all very much for being here. Thank you.
Jack, congratulations on a job well done and a career well had, and we look forward to many more years with you.
Thank you very much.
It's been my pleasure to serve as your Master of Ceremonies today. In a few moments, we'll be ending. But before we do that, it is my great privilege to call upon somebody who falls into the Michelle and I category of height. Our Bus Operations Deputy Director, Christine Anderson.
Wow. There we go. Standing on my tiptoes. Thank you. I loved all the short jokes. Thank you, Paul. I relate. Well, thank you all for coming today. Jack, I've got like 7 more minutes. What should we do in 7 minutes before we close this out? Should we dance party? I don't know. But wow. More. How do you feel?
I feel amazing. I feel loved and supported by everybody, not just my coworkers, which I love in the back row and the side over here. I do this for you guys. I do it for the general public, and I really love what I do. Like I said in my speech, right from the beginning, I was always thought it was important to be in the public service some way, somehow. And so, but don't help law enforement wrestle people to the ground. I got commended for that, but I also have
Yeah, thank you.
I have the experience and the education from law enforcement background. And so I was only doing enough to help the officer, and that was it. And so, but you guys in the back, please don't do that. But yes.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you again for all you've done. Amazing stories today, right? Wow. Passengers and your fellow operators. So I think it's time to move on to the next part, which is, I think there's food in the hall, Shanae. And so I hope everybody gets a chance to come up and congratulate Jack on a well-deserved honor. Thank you.
Thank you.